Welcome to Zim's Beer Review, a YouTube and podcast production presented by Anchor.fm. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. Welcome to episode number 49. We are going to do another beer from a brewery which I believe we have done before. It's the Denver Beer Company. I'll give you a minute to guess where they're from. Wrong, it's Wichita. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, it's Denver. The beer we're going to be drinking today is called the Maui Express. It is another IPA. I know right now we're kind of on this IPA kick on the channel here, but that's okay. IPAs are delicious, and we're trying out some relatively local ones, some not local ones, some fruit ones, and today we have a coconut one. This, I can very confidently say, is the first time I've ever had a coconut beer, maybe. Not even just IPA. I don't even know if I've ever had a coconut beer before. So I'm interested. I'm going into this with an open mind. I do like coconut flavor. I don't know how it goes in a beer, and I don't know if I would have guessed an IPA. Maybe a stout or something. You might assume that. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I love IPAs. We'll give it a try. Maybe I will be pleasantly surprised. But like I said, the brewery we're doing today is the Denver Beer Company out of Denver, Colorado. And they're actually a pretty cool and interesting brewery. They have some pretty awesome philosophies on sustainability and going green. So we'll kind of touch on a little bit of that, and I'll show you their website a little bit. But first, before we do any of that, we have to taste the beer. So this is the Denver Beer Company's coconut IPA. They call it Maui Express. It's supposed to invoke feelings of the beach, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Pouring it into the glass. It's filtered beer for sure. It's not unfiltered. It's clear. Very gold in color. More gold than yellow, I would say, in this sense. Very tight bubbles on the top. That's how you know it's good. Not always, but in general, it's like the thing I look for. It's the go-to, the really tight, small-headed bubbles like that. If they're big, they pop faster. They don't last as long. These tight bubbles, they end up giving off a better aroma for whatever reason. Smelling it, it just smells like a beer, to be honest. I would be stretching to tell you that I smell any coconut. If you handed me this beer blind and asked me to smell it, would not have guessed coconut. I can guarantee that. Unfortunately, I have to say I'm stretching to taste the coconut a little bit too. I mean, it's there. I do taste it, but it's relatively subdued. On the back end, I'm starting to get a little bit more coconut than you do at the beginning. It's definitely hop forward. It's bitter up front. It's a relatively higher alcohol content. It's 6.6%. It's one of the higher ones we've done in the last few weeks. It's not high by any means, but the coconut is not the first flavor you get. That's for sure. You get the bitterness and you get the hop flavor. The aromatics of just like mosaic hops or citra hops. I'm not sure what they used. It may say it smells citrusy, which really tricks your brain at first because you smell that citrus and your brain almost expects it. And then you're drinking something that's coconut and you're really trying to search for it, I think. But after about that long, right now, I'm beginning to start to taste a little bit of coconut. It's subdued, but it's there. And maybe that's the best route for this. Like I came into this slightly I don't know, coconut IPA, odd. Maybe they did some experimenting and they had more coconut flavor up front, or just more overall, more bold. And maybe that, I mean, to be honest, if it was that might throw me off even more. I think they're making a bold move going with coconut here. For an IPA and a beer in general, I would say, in my opinion, a beer called Maui Express, you are obviously referring to Hawaii, beaches, summer, sun, sand, whatever. When I think of that, yes, coconut does come to mind, but another thing that comes to mind is pineapple. And this beer feels like a Maui Express. Maybe pineapple would have been the more obvious choice for the flavor, maybe. Coconut is a bold choice. It doesn't not work. It's just hard to find the coconut flavor. If I'm being completely honest, it's there at the end, but I really am only picking it up because I know it's there. If I handed this to somebody, if somebody handed this to me, I should say, and I drank it, I don't know if I would have just picked out coconut specifically. But it's not terrible. It's not my favorite IPA. There's other beers that I would prefer, other flavors I prefer in an IPA, that's for sure. But this one does, it does taste good. It's just not my favorite, and the coconut's kind of odd. But the beer, or the brewery that we're talking about today, is the Denver Beer Company. What I wanted to tell you about the Denver Beer Company is that they're super, super into sustainability and going green and their community and everything. They have on their website a whole section on sustainability, and they actually say that they use 95% of their grain is sourced from local Colorado farmers, which is really cool. One of my favorite breweries in the whole world is Rogue Brewery out of Newport, Oregon, and they do something similar. They have a lot of their own farms, really. They use their own grain, their own fruit, and it's similar, I would say, on the Denver Beer Company side, because this light is just not balancing for me today. But what they're trying to do is use local Colorado farmers for their grain, and I think that's a great move. It's working for them. I think that's a good idea. The other things that they're doing at their brewery, they say that they have the highest efficiency machinery, equipment, and lighting available, which is pretty cool. They are big on composting, recycling, and here's the kicker. This is the one fact that you should take away from this podcast. They have 100% solar-powered production, which saves over 300,000 pounds of coal. That's pretty cool that they're able to do that. And in Denver, yeah, it's pretty sunny, but it's not the place that you would jump out and say, oh yeah, solar power. But hey, it's working. That is pretty cool of them to do. So anyways, we're going to jump over to the website preview here. We're going to do a little swipe. There we go. Okay, this is the Denver Beer Company's website. We can go straight to the beers that we're drinking today. We'll go to our cans under beers, and we'll scroll down. So here's some of the other beers that they have. They have the Citrus Sour, the Juicy Freak Juicy IPA. I have had this beer multiple times. If you are able to get Denver Beer Company beers in your area, I highly suggest trying their sampler pack. They have a sampler pack of 12 beers. Juicy Freak is one of them that's in it. It's a delicious beer. It's one of my favorite IPAs. The flavor pairing is perfect, this orange mango pear, but I digress. Princess Yum Yum, it's a raspberry Kolsch. That's a relatively good beer. I've had that one a few times at different restaurants. Graham Cracker Porter. If you are into porters, if you're into the darker port beers, this one is fantastic. They have the graham cracker porter, and I don't know, we'll keep scrolling down here in a minute. I don't know if they're going to have it on their website, but they have a peanut butter graham cracker porter, which I actually prefer. It's actually crazy how well it tastes like graham cracker and peanut butter, and then pairing it with a porter was the perfect choice. Those flavors go with a porter phenomenally, so it works out really good. Some other beers on here that I have not had: the Incredible Pedal, Pretzel Assassin. Careful, watch out. Here you go, the Exploration. Oh, this is one of them. The Exploration mixed pack is some of their beers. I've never actually had this specific sampler pack. And we keep going down. They have a pumpkin beer for seasonal. Here we go, the Maui Express Coconut IPA. They say it features a distinct blend of hops and coconut to create a delightful tropical flavor explosion. Citra and Mosaic hops form a juicy fruit hop character. See, that's what I was saying. Right off the beginning, you get that fruit citrusy smell that you're expecting. And it's enhanced by shredded coconut for a truly unique flavor combination. I cannot deny that is a truly unique flavor combination. It's quite odd. Easy drinking, refreshing. Agree. This IPA will transport your mind and memories to the beach, sunny days, and laughs among friends. Maui Express is 6.6 ABV. I think this is a relatively good beer. I don't know if I would pick this specifically if I went to a bar, they had it on tap. I think there's other IPAs that I'd probably go to first. Specifically, one that this same beer company actually makes is the Juicy Freak. I actually really enjoy that beer. If they had both of them, I'm probably going to lean towards that. That's my personal preference. It's the flavor that I think pairs better with an IPA, given that the hop characteristics are the fruity flavor, and then you get the fruit that you're adding to it anyways. It just pairs very well. So I don't know if I would get it again. I got a 6-pack of this. I liked them. I'm going to drink them. It's just not my favorite IPA, I will say. I would pick something else going forward. Here we go. Here's the peanut butter graham cracker porter that I mentioned, and we're at the bottom. So anyways, thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Zim's Beer Review. If you haven't already, please go check out our YouTube channel and subscribe. Hit the like button and click that bell. It will let you know when a new episode is live, and you won't miss any videos. It'll give you all the notifications. So please consider subscribing if it's something that you're interested in. As well as the YouTube, I encourage you to go over to our Instagram page. Check out all of our pictures over there on Instagram. That's where you're going to see all of our new beers that we're going to be reviewing, everything that's coming up. And we even do some teasers on there as far as what's going to be coming in the future. This is the place to go if you were looking for what beer reviews are the newest. Check here. It's always going to be updated in the bio section here. So anyways, I encourage you to go check that out. And thank you, everybody. Thanks again. And as always, have a beer.